Hi, this is Deborah Rudd. Welcome to Northern Buckeye Virtual PD Day. This video is going to talk about Google Docs basics. And this is me. Welcome. Again, my name is Deborah Rudd. I am the STEM Technology Director at St. Bridget's School in Xenia. I am a Google Certified Educator Level 2 and an adjunct faculty at Clark State. So today we're going to talk about Google Docs. Google Docs is a word processor. What that means is it creates documents. For example, newsletters, letters, and any document you may need for your classroom. Google Docs automatically saves. You do not need to worry about pressing the Save button. Also, Google Docs allows for easy sharing and collaboration. And we will talk about this further in this video. Now, how to access Google Docs. How do we get to Google Docs? Well, we open up Google Drive, we click on New, and then we click on Google Docs, and we click blank. So I'll demonstrate that. So here's my Google Drive. I click on New, Docs, and there's a little arrow, so you want to click on that, and then blank document. There are templates, but that's a different video. So now you have your blank Google Docs. So go ahead and try those. Pause the video and try those steps. So now you've done those steps. Now we've got a blank document and we're going to rename the file because the default is untitled document. It's very important to name your document. And it's right here in the top corner. It says rename. You can see that's called a screen tip. Those little black boxes are screen tips. So you click on it and then you type the title of your document. Okay, I'm just going to make it technology. I'll put a 1 because I have another file with that name. And you can see it's saving, and you'll see right here it's saved to drive. So it's right on your drive. It goes automatically to your drive. And then you see that little check mark that indicates it's saved. And it also shows you when it was last saved right here. Now go ahead and try that. Try to rename your document. Pause the video. Now that you completed that step, let's try to learn more about the document. First of all, when you type in a blank document, you need to look for the insertion point. One thing you need to know about Google Docs is it has an auto return. So when you come to the end of the sentence, do not hit enter unless you need a forced return, or we also call that a hard return. For example, if you're doing a list, putting in a title, or if you're at the end of a paragraph, that's when you want to hit enter key. So I'll show you that here. So this is my document, and you can see now the margins will be like this. That's fine. Okay. And this, when I click my mouse, you'll see that little blinker, and you see the insertion point. And when I typed, you can see the lines are jagged, but that's the auto return. And I'll hit enter now at the end of my paragraph to get a forced return. So go ahead and try that now. Now that you have tried those steps, let's go and learn more about Google Docs. We're going to learn about the toolbar. And in your document, this is the toolbar right here. This whole section is called the toolbar. And there are many features in there. So, first of all, we have some helpful tools. We have the undo, redo, print, spelling and grammar check, paint format button, and zoom. So these are all the buttons. And let me show you how that works in Google Docs. So first, the one wonderful tools is undo. So you make a mistake, you can always undo it. It's the best tool out there. It's a lifesaver. So if you're typing and you don't want the sentence or you made a mistake, you just click undo. And you can click undo as many times as you need to. Then here's the redo. So maybe you undid too much stuff. So then you click on the redo to bring the sentence back. So those are very good tools to use. Now, the next button is the print button. Now you may have experienced this and you may not. You click on the button and it takes you right to the print menu. So go ahead and you can print down in the bottom right hand corner. Right now we're going to cancel. Now the other thing we have is the zoom. Now the zoom may be beneficial to you, especially if you have some eyesight problems. You may want to zoom your document in further so it's easier for you to read. Or perhaps you received a document and the print's too small for you. So this allows you to see it better. Typically the default is 100%. Now go ahead and try those features for yourself. Pause the video. Now that you've tried those steps, we have the next step. We have our formatting tools. So instead of just talking about this list and you see the examples here, I'm going to go right to the document because there's quite a bit to this. So we have the font type, we have the font size, and I forgot one, we have the style. Okay, so we're going to talk about those three first. So let me select some text and I'll show you the default is normal text, but we could change it if we need to. We could do title, so you could do that, or you could do a heading, you can do a subtitle. So you have options. Perhaps you're creating a grant. Maybe you need to have some things like that. So those are just options. Most of the time people just use normal text, but it is an option. Font type. So you want to look at all the different fonts. The fonts are they're fun. But typically a lot of our research paper is Times New Roman. It's here. Now those are the recent ones I've used. But if you go and scroll down, they're in alphabetical order and you'll see Times New Roman. So you have some options for your font. So if you click on one, it'll change the font. And you have to select by left click and dragging, you have to select the words you want to change the font for. Then it'll change. Then you have to might want to change the font size. Maybe you want to change it to 14 so it's easier for you to read. Or it could be a title. It just depends on how you're formatting the document. So those steps right there, go ahead and try those steps. Pause the video. So we've talked about these three buttons here with the text style, the font type, and the font size. Now we're going to talk about bold, italic, underline, and the font color and the highlight. So these are more formatting tools. So the first one we want to do is bold. So bold is great for titles. So you select the words and you want to make bold, click on bold. Now it could also be you're emphasizing the word to the students. Could be you might want to make the vocabulary word bold so it stands out, and then you type the definition and not in bold. Could be an example. Now italic is another format. This is usually used for titles of titles of books today when you're referencing or talking about a book. Then you have the underline, another way to emphasize your text. Another way is the text color. So maybe you want something else to stand out. Maybe you want to make it your document colorful for your students. So one way is to change their font color. So you can see how that stands out by using the bold, italic, underline, and the color. The last one for formatting is highlight. So this might be something you want to highlight, and this might be something you want to teach your students for note taking. So you click on that and you select the text you want to highlight first. Then you click on the button and it will highlight the text. So this is a nice feature for you if you're using a Google Docs and for the students to talk, you could use that. Also, just within a document that you're sharing, you might want to highlight something. And we'll talk about the sharing feature in a few minutes. So go ahead and try these and pause the video. Now we are going to start with the insert tools, things we can add to our document. So the first thing we can add is a link. Now, you can go to a website, you can left click and drag it, you want to right click, copy, and then you bring it back over here, and you can simply just right click and paste, and you have the link there. But if you want to use words, so you select the words, then you click the link button and put the link in here, right click again and paste and hit apply. Okay, so now it's the words that's the link. So it depends on how you want to present your website links. Now, comment. This is what this button is. This is the comment button. So maybe you've highlighted something you need to change. Maybe you're using this to grade a student's document. Maybe it's something you and another teacher are working on. So you could use the highlighter to highlight the text, and then you can put a comment. And now with the comment, you can type in whatever you need. And when you're sharing, it will be the document will show a comment on your site and on whoever you're sharing site as well. So both of you see the comments. Now, if you want to add a comment and share it with an email, a good way to do that is hit the shift key and get the plus sign. And that's going to bring up your different people in your organization. So you hit the plus sign and you type in the address if it's not listed, and you can send the comment directly to the person. So I'm going to do that here. And you can click on assign, and then they see it and they get an email notification. So that's a great way to do that. And just click comment. Then we are going to look at insert image. So let's find a spot first to put our image for now. So we're going to click on it. There's a little arrow that goes down. That means there's a menu. So we click on that. We have upload from the computer, search the web, drive, photos, URL, and camera. So let's just do the search the web. That's the simplest for this level. Now you can see I've done teacher clip art. So if we put just the word teacher in, when you're searching for images, you will get photos. Now if I put in clip art, like I did, then I'll get more of a clip art image. So just find the clip art that you like, or image, whatever it is you're looking for. Click on it. You'll get a little circle with a check mark, and you click the word insert at the bottom. Well, let me try that again. So there's my image. Now if it comes in too big, just click on the image go to the bottom left right-hand corner or any of the corners with their little squares, which are called handles, and left click and drag them to resize them. Now you'll see some buttons here that actually allow you for alignment. I would recommend the wrap text. So you can left click and drag that and display it anywhere you want to with your text. So that's inserting an image. So now I want you to pause the video. I want you to try those features. Now we're going to talk about some additional formatting tools. First, I'm going to start with alignment. We got the left, the center, right, and justify. So right here, left, center, right, and justify. Now I'm going to move my picture so that you can see this. So if I want my text to be centered, I select the text and I click the center button. Now let me give you a better demonstration of that. So let me put a title, and that's typically what you want to center. You type the word, you select it and hit center. Now you can hit center first and then type the word. Either way is acceptable and it will move. Now right align typically isn't used a lot but may be needed for some reason. So right align takes the word or paragraph and moves it to the right. So this little red triangle up here, blue triangle is the right align. And then that's the right margin. And then here's your left margin. So it flushes it to the right. Now I'm going to bring this back to the center. One thing with the center too, the center button automatically makes the words centered with the margin. Now it could be more than one word. It's not a problem. It'll do it. Now justify means it's going to balance it between the left and right margin. Now this will cause some weird spacing. So a lot of times everyone uses the left margin just because the spacing in between words flows a little bit better. But that doesn't mean you can't use the justify. The left alignment here is the default alignment. So now go ahead and try those formatting features. Next, I'm going to talk about line spacing, number list, and bullet list. So your line spacing is the space between sentences. The default is 1.15. Single is used for a lot of different reasons. So you can have the students set it to single, yourself included. Or we also need the double space. Double space is used a lot for APA and MLA. So that is one option. Some teachers use a 1.5 to space the sentence out, and then they can also grade it. So it's an option. So that's your line spacing button. Then you have your number. Okay, the numbering. If you click the little arrow to the right, you'll see there's different types of numbering. And it also does you can use this for outlining. So if I want to type in some words, and I've got a little list here, and I want to number it. So I just click on that button. Now maybe I want to make that list a bullet list. So I use bullets. And again, to the right, you'll see an arrow. That means there's a menu, and you can select different types. So now I would like for you to stop the video and try those features. Now I'm going to go to decrease and increase and clear formatting. So we've got the decrease indent, the increase indent, and the clear formatting. So what that has to do with is like for here, we've got, this is indented. You can see with the blue rectangle and the blue triangle that this is indented. So perhaps I don't want that, so I'll hit the decrease indent button. Well, let me use this and we'll try that. So perhaps we have something we need to move back to the left. We use the decrease button. Now, and the increase button means we move it more to the right. Again, this has to do with indents, and you can see up here that the left margin is moving. Now, perhaps I no longer want to use this highlight. So I select it and I click the clear formatting. And as you can see, it clears the highlight. And I have to do some more clear formatting. Okay. So if you want to clear out what you did, start over. That's another way to clear out formatting. So now pause the video and try this. Next, we're going to talk about a different feature also for Google Docs Basics. We have finished the toolbar. Now we're going to go to the bottom right-hand corner and click on the Explore button. The Explore button takes you to the internet. I'm going to type in features first. And what it's going to do is going to give you a list. This is actual website you can go to about Teachers Day. Okay. It's images also. And if you have something related to this, you can go to Google Drive and it searches your drive for this. So another example I'll give is like Civil War. Let's put American in front of that. Okay. So maybe you're doing a unit on American Civil War. So the students for research, this is great for them to research right here. And if they need to find images for their research there, and then you as well. And then if maybe there's a document that you want students to see, they can do it this way as well. Maybe you shared it. That's one option. Or it's also for you to find a document that you may want to include in your present document. So I'm going to go back to the teacher. I'm going to do images again. So this is very similar to the other image I showed you. Here this time though, we just hit the plus sign and it'll insert the image that way. So this Explorer is great because like if I go back to the web, it's searching the internet for these resources. You can go and see all results on Google. So it goes straight to the Google window or tab. Images. So again, those are your images and again, Drive. So that's a nice feature. The Explorer is a nice feature for you. So pause the video and try that. So we talked earlier in the video about the wonderful feature of collaboration. And that button is right here in the top right-hand corner titled Share. Now you'll see here there's also this button gives you your comments, the comment history. So that's part of the collaboration. And you click on Share. And you can type in anyone that you want to share with. So I'm going to type in my name. Now, you can have more than one person. You can have quite a few people. You could have 5 people in the group, 2, whatever it may be. You can give them editor, which means they can edit. You can give it where they lock the document and they can only comment. or you can just share the document for viewing purposes only. It just depends on the situation. So then you can type a nice message because it sends an email. So you can say, please see attachment. And then you click the send button. So you're sending the document for sharing purposes and they're getting an email notification. So when you share something, it goes into the other person's drive. So, and it goes into the share section. Now that's a different video for explanation for that, but that's just an explanation for you to understand where that document goes for your people that you're collaborating with. So this is how you can see how easy it is to collaborate. It can be any of the Google apps, but this is just showing you for Google Docs. So pause the video and try that. That brings us now to the end of the video. I hope this Google Docs Basics presentation has helped you to learn more about Google Docs. This is my contact information. Thank you and have a nice day.